All right, so I've moved just about everything out of here. And Asher is just checking out his room. What do you think of your room? What do you think of your room? You like it in here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope so. Still got some work to do. Okay, so we're ready to start working on this floor, and what I'm going to do is with this little fancy crayon. It's just a lumber crayon, and this level and those two blocks of wood, I'm going to go around and straddle some high areas and just mark them off with the crayon, and then with using my masonry wheel on the grinder, I'm going to score the ground a little bit, and then I'll come through with the chipper hammer and break it up. And the idea is just get it level enough that once I start to apply the thin set for the tile, that will fill in any cracks and things like that. So it's better to be a little bit lower than it is to be high. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Get my hearing protection, get my mask on, and let's get to work. So I've done some preliminary marks. There's a few high spots. I think there's another high spot right here, but I'm gonna get the bulk of this stuff, this center area here, all trimmed down, chiseled out, hit a couple of the high spots on the outside there, probably with just the grinding wheel, but we'll see. We'll see how the floor responds to with the chipping hammer and everything like that. So once I get all this stuff done, then I'll come back through with the level and see where we are and go from there. right, so I wanted to come out of there. It's gonna be too dusty to actually shoot any footage in there, looks like. So I'm gonna shut the camera off. I'm gonna shut the camera off for a little while, conserve battery, and just go to town. It's probably gonna take me a few hours, honestly, to do all this. And the floor is actually pretty brittle, which is probably why it broke in the first place, or heaved up in the first place. So I'm having to be very careful with my chipper so that I'm actually not creating a bunch of fissures in the slab. So I'm gonna keep working on that, and I'll check in with an update here when I get some progress. Okay, so while I was working on the floor here, what I noticed was the narrow chisel that I have is really too concentrated for what I'm trying to do here. And not only that, it will take a really long time to chisel all this up. So I'm shifting gears to doing the drywall seams, and I ordered a set of various chisel bits for the rotary hammer. There's like a 3-inch wide one, there's a 1.5 inch wide one, and there's actually a tile one, which I was already kind of leaning towards getting something like that, because I've got all this flooring in the kitchen, dining, and living room area, all that tile, and there's a little bit here in the bathroom. Plus, there's all this old thin set mortar from the tiles that I have already pulled up, and so there's a bit for that specifically. Plus, there's a couple other bits. There's like a gouging bit and a pointed bit, which I already have. So that'll take a few days for it to get here. So I'm gonna just push this flooring back to next week and shift to drywall seams, which needed to be done anyway, so it's not like it's that big of a deal. And I've already got the cover off of the mini split, so I started cutting my interior corners. And actually, this is the first time, I don't know how long this product has been out. This is not sponsored by them or anything like that. Obviously, my channel's too small, but I got this at Home Depot a while ago, before I did the kitchen, and I actually really liked it. It made nice clean corners, and so I use it on the inside corners there and along the top there, and it's really clean, nice and firm. It's got like a little bit of a cardboard backing to it. Let me see if I can find one of the ends. It's got like a little cardboard backing here, and so when you fold it this way, you just embed this in the mud just like you would, regular paper tape, which I don't use paper tape. That's total preference. I use the mesh, and one of the reasons I like to do that is I can see when I'm getting too thin. And it's easy, it sticks relatively good if you've got a clean surface. So I've already vacuumed the walls off from all the dust that I kind of created with doing the chisel and the grinding and everything like that. So we've got a good clean surface to work with, and I'm gonna mix up some mud and start mudding and taping. All right, so we've got all our seams with the first coat of mud on them, with the exception of the closet. I'm losing daylight here. It's a little after 5 and the sun's about to go down, so I need to go take care of the animals, and I'm gonna go have dinner with my family in town. My wife is watching our son for the weekend so that I can get this work done. The first coat in here took me about 4 hours, I think, roughly 4.5 maybe. So that's not too bad. I'm not disappointed with that. Obviously, there's a couple things that, as it dries, I'll notice things that I didn't notice while I was putting it up. But today I just used the 6-inch joint knife, and so tomorrow or the next time, whenever that's going to be, I'll actually use a wider tapering knife. So that'll give me a broader spread of coverage, and you can work some of those problem areas out that you might find after the first coat. So, and as I think I said it before, but when I come through, let's try to find a dry, here's the dry spot right here. So these little ridges right here, all you have to do is just come through once it dries with your knife next time and level that out, and then get all any little specks and globs and things like that. Here's another good example right here. And all that is just, you know, stuff that came off the edge of the knife. But the next one will be the really good coverage. Some larger gaps that I had to deal with where, especially like up in this area here where I was covering over the wall and it wasn't exact level all the way across, so I'll just have to float that out with some mud. But other than that, obviously, like I said, I've got to do the closet, and I may try to do that tonight. We'll see what time I get back and how I feel. If I'm tired, I may not even do anything with that, but that's gonna do it for today for this video. And I may not even shoot any of the progress for the second coat. I may just go ahead and show you what it looks like before I do my sanding and sponging and get ready for texture. But I would love to have this textured by this next weekend. Today's Sunday or Saturday, so I'd love to have this room textured by next Saturday, and then depending on the bits when they come in, I think they're actually supposed to come in on Tuesday, so I may actually work on that or focus on working on that prior to trying to get all the texture and everything up, because it'll be easier to clean the dust and stuff off the walls in this state when it's just been mud taped and sanded than it would be once there's texture on it, because the vacuum can't get flat straight up against it. I could sweep the wall and try to get the dust off that way, but so anyway, we'll see, and that's going to depend on how things go with Asher and how he sleeps throughout the week and everything too, and how much sleep I get, is whether I want to be mudding at all during the night or anything. So that's going to do it for today. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and share this video with somebody that you think might be interested in it, and click the bell notification so that you know when we have new videos come out. And as always, Thanks for joining us, and God bless.